is a queen ant. She has exactly 1,000 days to build an empire.
Need or die trying.
A rival army is
watching. Waiting. Waiting. And when they strike, only a unique colony will survive. And when they strike, only a unique colony will survive. This is the most epic ant war ever filmed. Day 1, she's alone in the darkness, laying her first eggs. These will become her army, but above ground the enemy has already arrived. These will become her army. These will become her army. But above ground, the enemy has already arrived. A wild colony of thousands living on my windowsill. They don't know about her yet. By day 30, her first workers emerge.
Weak.
Weak. Fragile.
Fragile.
But they have one job.
Job.
Protect the queen at all costs.
But they have one job. Protect the queen at all costs.
All costs.
In this critical golden hour, the fragile exoskeleton hardened segment by the newly emerged workers immediately form a protective circle.
Queen ants are remarkable architects of life. A single queen can live 15 to 30 years and produce millions of offspring, a 20 or 30-year lifespan. The first 30 days are the most critical. If she can successfully raise that first generation of workers,
her chances of establishing a permanent colony increase exponentially.
what you're seeing is millions of years of evolution, creating one of nature's most successful social structures.
Every colony tells a story of survival.
The hive operates with astonishing efficiency. Worker ants meticulous.
This young colony represents a remarkable architectural achievement, the very foundation of an empire.
Day 45. First contact. Day 45. First contact.
An enemy scout breaches their territory.
An enemy scout breaches their territory. The workers, P.A. Nike. They have minutes.
They have minutes, maybe seconds, before she reports back to her army. Build a wall. They do the only thing they can. Build a wall.
Gran by gran, sand by band, racing against time. Grain by grain, sand by band, racing against time.
And just like that, they seal themselves in. Safe. For now.
The transformation from egg to adult worker takes approximately 6 to 8 weeks, depending on species and temperature.
What's fascinating is the chemical communication for Mars.
The queen produces pheromones that suppress worker reproduction and coordinate colony behavior.
This chemical language is more complex than we initially thought, with over 20 distinct signal compounds identified.
Building towards colony establishment.
Transition preparing for conflict.
While the colony thrives in harmony today, the signs of impending conflict are clear. They must prepare for the battles ahead.
Time accelerates, revealing the hidden world beneath our feet. A fragile empire built day by day.
Day 45. First contact. An enemy scout breaches their territory. The workers, P.A. Nike. They have minutes.
Ant scouts use chemical reconnaissance. Their antennae can detect pheromone concentrations as low as parts per trillion. When a scout finds food or a threat, she lays a recruitment trail that can mobilize thousands of workers within minutes. The chemical signal cascades exponentially. 1 becomes 10, then becomes 100. It's biological exponential.
They do the only thing they can. Build a wall. Gran by gran, sand by band, racing against time. "30 minutes condensed into seconds. A desperate, heroic effort to seal the entrance before it's too late."
They must seal the breach. This defensive wall, built against the clock, is their only hope.
This is the moment of sealing. The gap closes, and with it, the last connection to the outside world is severed.
This defensive wall-building behavior is called nest sealing, and it's a last resort survival strategy. The ants use a combination of soil particles and saliva to create a cement-like barrier. Studies show sealed colonies can survive for weeks without external resources, relying entirely on stored food and recycling dead tissue. It's remarkable resource management under siege conditions.
Beginning transition to Act 3, Test, the bakery.
These ants are seed harvesters. They build what I call the bakery. Against all odds, the seed is delivered.
The harvester ants demonstrate remarkable collective efficiency, forming a synchronized relay chain to transport the seeds up the incline.
Harvester ants are master agriculturalists. They don't just store seeds, they process them through a sophisticated multi-step fermentation. Harvester ants are master agriculturalists. They don't just store seeds, they process them through a sophisticated The ants grind seeds with their mandibles, add enzymes from their saliva, and cultivate fungal cultures that break down complex carbohydrates. The result is essentially an ant-made bread, high in protein and perfectly digestible for their larvae.
Watch this. They grind the seeds into a paste. Preparing for larvae feeding reveal.
And their larvae absolutely de-evoer it. The population exploded.
From dozens to hundreds, all from this tiny underground bakery.
What's remarkable about harvester ants is their sophisticated food processing. They're not just storing seeds, they're actually transforming them through a fermentation process.
The enzymes they add break down the seeds, making nutrients more accessible. It's similar to how humans discovered bread making through fermentation.
This food processing allows the colony to support a much larger population than they could with raw seeds alone.
In many ways, these ants were farming long before humans ever did.
Below the surface, life flourished, unaware that above, the ancient threat had returned. This new brood, fragile and inexperienced, represents a growing weakness at the heart of the colony.
The colony struggles. Seeds are not enough. They desperately need sugar, but their very success creates a new vulnerability.
But the new workers are weak. They need sugar.
They need
honey.
Sugar. So I give them honey. For days they ignore it. Then
For days, they ignore it. The surface remains calm, but the danger is merely dormant, a problem waiting to activate.
Then she finds it, an enemy scout. She's not alone. The chemical signal travels faster than sound.
They came in waves, hundreds.
Thousands. This isn't a raid. This is an invasion.